Welcome to Doug in Exile. Hats off to my quad club, my people that are out there watching 4 videos a day. You know who you are. Thank you for watching. Trump has been trolling, the incredible troller of the media, and he admits it as Kristen Welker has a sit down with him. What is this on the NBC show, weekend show, where she keeps asking Trump about a 2028 run. This is a conspiracy. This is based on a joke that Trump did, and that they've shown him holding a hat that says Trump 2028. It's purely to distract the media from what his real agenda is. Watch this.
The Trump organization is selling hats that say Trump 2028. Are you seriously considering a third term, Mr. President, even though it's prohibited by the Constitution? Or is this about staying politically viable?
I will say this. So many people want me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have never had requests so strong as that. But it's something that, to the best of my knowledge, you're not allowed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's constitutional that they're not allowing you to do it or anything else, but there are many people selling the 2028 hat. But this is not something I'm looking to do. I'm looking to have 4 great years and turn it over to somebody, ideally a great Republican to carry it forward. But I think we're going to have 4 years, and I think 4 years is plenty of time to do something really spectacular.
The Constitution does prohibit it. Some of your allies are pretty serious about this, though, Mr. President. I've spoken to them. They say they are coming up with potential ways.
Well,
obviously, the biggest one would be a constitutional amendment.
She's doubling down. He answered her question. She's going to double down on the conspiracy because it's important for the left to continue a narrative that Trump does not want to leave office, that he's going to run again in 2028. Just listen to Trump's own words. 4 years is going to be plenty for him to do what he needs to do. And he hopes to get a strong, constitutional, conservative Republican, a great Republican to take his place, who is going to be J.D. Vance. She's not having any of it.
It's because they like the job I'm doing, and it's a compliment.
Has anyone in an official capacity presented you with, sir, here are some ideas by which you could actually get a constitutional amendment?
In a capacity of being a big supporter, many people have said different things, but I'm not looking at that.
You have built a political movement that has transformed the Republican Party. It's transformed the country, quite frankly.
Political movement in history, MAGA. Make America great again.
When you look to the future, Mr. President, do you think the MAGA movement can survive without you as its leader?
Yes, I do.
What gives you?
I think it's so strong, and I think we have tremendous people. I think we have a tremendous group of people. We talked about a number of them. You look at Marco, you look at J.D. Vance, who's fantastic. I could name 10, 15, 20 people right now just sitting here. No, I think we have a tremendous party. And you know what I can't name? I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats, they're in total disarray.
Okay, I'm going to go back to what Trump built, because that is the story. He said it will survive without him, and I agree with that, because MAGA in the end is a people's movement. He just put a brand and a name on it. You can't get popular creating a title like Doug in Exile unless people come and watch you. The power comes from the people, not your ability to coin a phrase like "Make America Great Again." If "Make America Great Again" doesn't stand for something, doesn't mean anything, then it will go away and die. But because of what it stands for and the fact that it's the people, and I'm telling you, I didn't see it coming when Trump built this. I didn't see it coming. But he somehow was listening to the American people and knew what they wanted, including him going out and doing things that were previously seen as, out of fashion in politics, like deporting illegals. When I first heard him own that and go, we're going to deport illegal aliens, we need to deport them all, I thought, wow, that's really going out on a limb. That's pretty politically unfavorable. And the people blew it up. The people, 60% of Americans are for deporting illegal aliens. He has a wisdom and about listening to the common man in a way that other politicians don't. Other politicians are listening to other politicians saying, well, how does Washington's Beltway do republicanism? That's what everyone's for. We're listening to the polls from Frank Luntz. That's what America's for. They're not able to capture what America is actually for. A poll cannot actually capture what America is for, as well as Trump simply listening to his gut and seeing how it resonates with all of his supporters.
They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding. I don't know what they're going to do. And I really believe in a two-party system. Because it's good to be challenged. It's really good to have a two-party. You know, it's good. Being challenged is okay. It keeps you sharp. I don't know what they're going to do. They have nobody. Bernie's 87 years old or something. And, you know, Biden is the worst thing that ever happened to old people because he was grossly incompetent. And I think maybe for artificial reasons. You know, he had operations, something. So maybe that's an artificial. But I know people that are unbelievably sharp and they're older than 87. But I watch Bernie Sanders. He's a nut job, but he's still sharp. He's sharp as he's the same guy he was. He hasn't gone down. But Biden is really, he's the worst thing to happen to old people.
Yeah, Biden's terrible branding for old people. By the way, I'll go into this a little bit more. I don't believe in term limits based on age. People talk about, hey, you're old, Nancy Pelosi, time for you to get out. No, she should get out because she's an incompetent, duplicitous, criminal Marxist. That's why you get out. I don't care if you're 97 years old and the people keep voting you into office and you're doing a great job. That's my unpopular opinion based on principle. You do not discriminate based on age.
Know that you are only 100 days in, but as we sit here today, who do you see as your successor, Mr. President?
Well, it's far too early to say that, but I do have a vice president, and typically it would be, and JD's doing a fantastic job.
He would be at the top of the list?
It could very well be. I don't want to get involved in that. I think he's a fantastic, brilliant guy. Marco is great. There's a lot of them that are great. I also see tremendous unity, but certainly you would say that somebody's the VP. If that person is outstanding, I guess that person would have an advantage. But I think the other people would all stay in unbelievably high positions.
JD is the one. We're going to go to JD right next here.
On the Democratic side, do you think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, is the new leader? Could it be Vance AOC in 2028?
President AOC, the stuff of nightmares, Brett. Thank you. You've ruined my sleep for this
Who is
evening.
the leader of the Democratic Party?
I don't know. Honestly,
Do you think about it?
I think to the extent the Democrats have a leader, Donald J. Trump is the leader of the Democratic
Because
Party.
they're against him.
Because they're just against everything that he does. I mean, who could possibly disagree with rebuilding American manufacturing and ensuring these steelworkers have higher wages and better jobs? But anytime Donald Trump does anything, they have this emotional response. They have to be against it. Who could disagree with deporting millions of illegal aliens, many of whom are violent criminals? But they have. And I think that what they do is whenever Donald J. Trump does something, they react negatively to it. They don't have real leadership. And I think it's why I'm not too concerned about 2028, because if I wake up in a fantasy world where the Democrats actually have constructive ideas about how to govern this country, that'll actually be a good thing. But if in the world that we actually live in, where they're just anti-Trump about everything, the politics of 2028 will take care of them.
You can't just run against something. That's a terrible plan. You have to have your own ideas. You have to have your own agenda. All of the agendas. Hakeem Jeffries just now had a private meeting with all the Democrats and said, quit taking trips to El Salvador and trying to get this illegal criminal back in the U.S. He told his own party that. So everything they're running on, being progressive, they just throw the word progressive out there. We're for progress. We're not going to tell you what it is. In fact, the more you hear about what progress is, like transgendering youth, the more the Americans are against it or opening the borders. We're not going to tell you we're opening the borders. We're not going to tell you our agenda. We're just going to do it and then deny it. They're wrong about every major issue, and Trump and JD Vance are right. JD Vance nailed it here in that he said they don't have an agenda. If you don't have an agenda, you can't win. And I don't know what they're going to come up with. They're going to lose and continue to lose. And that's why I'm starting this Monday off with the best news ever. It's working. It's going to continue to work. Thank you, my people. I'm Doug.